So you performed a test for evaporation in your swimming pool via the bucket test and determined that, no, it does look like the swimming pool is in fact losing water. And then you repeated the test again, the first time with the pump running, the second time with the pump not running, and it didn't make a difference at all. The pool is definitely losing water, but it lost the exact same whether the pump was running or not. This doesn't definitively tell us anything, but most likely this means that you have some sort of structural leak in the swimming pool. And all that means is it's just a leak that's not connected to the pressurized plumbing system. That's all it means. It sounds really bad. You have a structural leak, and I guess it is bad depending on what kind of pool you have and what kind of leak you have. All it means here is that we know that it's not likely in the plumbing lines, because if it were, the difference in pressure between the pump running and not running should have made a difference in the rate of water loss over 24 hours, but it didn't when we did the test. So we have a structural leak. Now what? Well, now it kind of gets specific. What kind of pool do you have? Because that's going to point you down a different road. But there's a couple of universal things that we can start with here. Pool lights. Pool lights are just one of the most common leaks in swimming pools. I think pretty much everybody knows that about swimming pools, or maybe you don't, but pool lights are known to leak. And there's a few different reasons why, because I've found in my experience that the way in which, because there's the light, but it's housed in a niche, which is just like the housing for the light. And then there's a pipe connection to that niche, sometimes two, and that is for the electrical provision. So that electrical provision part, there shouldn't be water in that electrical pipe, but often there is for reasons. The light wasn't installed properly, or it's a style that's supposed to have water in it, or there's like a lot going on here that it could be. But ultimately what happens is that small pipe for the electrical, if it has water in it, readily accessing it from the pool, if that, first of all, was that electrical installed to be watertight? Because it's just electrical conduit. It might very well not be watertight, and it's also very small and thin conduit. And on a construction site, small and thin conduits get broken readily. You have a careless worker walking around with his big steel-toed boots on, he steps on that 3/4 inch electrical conduit and cracks it. Like, I mean, and being that they weren't a conscientious worker in the first place, they didn't tell anyone when they stepped on the thing and heard an obvious crunch, continued on with their day, and now we have a leak in the swimming pool long term. And sometimes they can be found quickly, and sometimes they can last for years, and you don't necessarily notice it for reasons. Sometimes it leaks aggressively. Sometimes if it's been raining a lot, the ground gets saturated and the leak slows down. It can be elusive. So that light, I'm looking really hard at if we have a structural leak in a pool. Most pools have lights. Pretty much all of them are concerned because there's that conduit connection, and you could, explore having some sort of, rubber gasket or ring that gets installed such that the cord passes through this rubber grommet and that seals it up so you no longer have water escaping. Or you could use butyl tape and wrap the electrical cord for the light and jam that up into there. Those are non-permanent solutions which will achieve a watertight seal there. Stay away from the permanent solutions like pool epoxy and stuff like that, because you can create a problem for yourself that you can just avoid altogether by using a non-permanent solution to seal up that pipe penetration into the back of the niche. And the niche wears out sometimes. You could have a hole in the niche itself. You could have a leak happening around the flange and gasket system, or just around the outside perimeter of the light itself, where the niche attaches to the pool wall. That's really common. And again, this is universal for regardless of what kind of pools you have. Every type of pool has a light which is known to leak. Fiberglass, concrete, vinyl liner, they all have lights which leak. I mean, I hope I'm not hurting anyone's feelings by saying that, because I know a bunch of pool equipment manufacturers, but pool lights leak a lot. And, I think it's a couple of different converging factors here, but ultimately, if I have a structural leak, man, am I looking hard at that. And it's not easy to just go over. People will say, oh no, I dye tested it. No leak, it's good. And I roll my eyes, because dye testing is very, very inconclusive. It is not at all the conclusive test that you might think it would be. Like, oh, I squirt some dye and there it disappeared. Only in the most aggressive of leaks would you be able to do that. Or only with very skilled hands would you be able to just thread a ribbon of the dye out, which slowly, as it floats back past the problem suspect area gets drawn into it, and you're able to visually confirm that you have a leak in this exact location. That's the way that dye is used. It's a finesse move, and it's something that is hard to do. Like, if you're standing in the water squirting dye, invalid test, because you're moving the water too much. If it's a windy day, I'm not confident that you can get the test done. Like, it would only find the most aggressive of leaks, and it doesn't have to be like a giant cascading leak for you to be losing an appreciable amount of water in your swimming pool. So be careful with that dye test thing. You want to use it as a tool, but you don't want to rely on it as a crutch, because it can mislead you, and you could think, oh, there's no leak here. There could totally be a leak there. You missed it with your dye testing procedure. It's not conclusive. So use it as a tool. Don't rely on it. So other than the light, like, what else are you looking at? Well, a structure leak in a fiberglass pool, a concrete pool, and a vinyl liner pool looks entirely different. Like, a vinyl liner structure leak, 9 times out of 10 or more, there's a hole in the liner. You know, somebody had long toenails and kicked the wall, or a dog got in there, or a raccoon was scratching at it at night, or who knows what. Commonly on your maintenance equipment, there'll be a sharp edge on something, and that's, you know, causing damage to the liner. There's all sorts of reasons why you can end up with a hole in a liner. And a very small hole, which looks like a little crescent shape, doesn't look like much, right? Could I really be losing that much water? Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%, absolutely. You could be losing a ton of water. And if you've got a hole like that, I'm worried you don't have 3, 5, or 100 just like it. So take a good look around. If this is you with a vinyl liner pool right now, you get the goggles, you get out there, you go swimming, you check the corners, you pay close attention to the water line, you pay attention to the floor of the shallow end where the floor meets the wall. Like, you just get in there and you swim around, and you look for those little crescent shapes which indicate a puncture hole in your liner. If you have a concrete pool and it's leaking, this is a complicated subject. It truly is, because concrete is a porous substance. Many concrete pools are built without any waterproofing system whatsoever, just structural concrete, a thin plaster layer, some decorative tiles, Bob's your uncle. But the problem is that's not waterproof. That's just water resistant, highly water resistant, but it still leaches water readily. And if you were to put that on the roof of a hotel, well, you're going to get a complaint from the penthouse people, because they're going to have water coming through the roof eventually. Waterproofing for a concrete pool is a very complicated subject. Not all swimming pools have it. In fact, most existing swimming pools probably don't have a waterproofing system. So if you have a structural leak in a concrete pool, this could be not good, right? But it doesn't mean it has to be, because, like, do you have a giant crack you can see? Because I think I know where the water is going. That's not good. But aside from that, there's a bunch of stuff that could be like, do you have a shotcrete or a poured cast concrete pool? Where the return penetrations are, where the pipes are, where they come through the wall, we get what's called shadowing. And it's hard as like a gunite nozzleman, or even when you're pouring and casting, if you don't vibrate properly in that process, or when you're holding the nozzle, if you don't duck down low enough when you're spraying that concrete, if you get lazy and you spray on a downwards angle, you're going to get shadowing all under that return pipe. And it means the bottom dead center of the return pipe is particularly hollow, lots of honeycombing and voids and empty space, which is a perfect home for, you know, a pathway for water to escape from your system. So if I have a structural leak on a concrete swimming pool, I'm paying attention to the bottom dead center of any pipe penetration through the shell. 1.5-inch pipe for a light, or any other thing, like even a skimmer, anything at all in a concrete pool, pay attention to that bottom edge, because there's a lot of ways and reasons why you could be losing water or having water escape through or underneath a pipe or a light niche or even a skimmer mouth or anything to that degree. In a fiberglass pool, it's kind of a combination of the two things, because it is a shell more like concrete in that there's not a lot to go wrong, right? So if there is a problem with water escaping the shell, that's pretty bad. But it's also like a vinyl liner pool. A vinyl liner pool uses a flange and gasket system, and so does a fiberglass pool. Actually, often if you're building a pool and you need a skimmer or a return, you would buy a concrete pool skimmer return, or you would buy a vinyl liner slash fiberglass, because they use that same flange and gasket system. So you could have a leak from that same flange and gasket system like you could have on a vinyl liner, but you could also have a structural leak like a crack or something like that, like you'd have in a concrete pool. So it's a, you can see how the different kinds of swimming pools leak in a different way when you're talking about structural leaks, but ultimately all kind of like tie back together as a structural leak happening in certain ways. So this is not definitive information. Now you can get out there and find the leak in your swimming pool. But if you've done the bucket test and you did determine that it appears that the pool is leaking and it doesn't seem to be tied to whether the pump is operating or not, I'm checking out all of these permanent pipe connections, these flange and gasket connections, bottom dead center of lights. If you can, remove the light and get in there with some mask and look up and see if you can see any damage to the interior of the niche, like a hole. See if you can see like a little rubber grommet that used to go into where the wires escaped from the top of the niche, and maybe that grommet has fallen out, or just they don't last forever in a chlorinated water environment. Like if you touch that grommet and it just turns black and disintegrates in your hands, you need to replace that. You need to get another one, and you can order them from Amazon or get them from your local pool and spa specialist, and you can replace that, because a lot of times that's the leak, on existing swimming pools, especially older ones that are getting to that 20-year mark. That's where we really start to see a lot of like leak failures, and a lot of things that were good in the beginning have now deteriorated due to chemical damage or something like that. Like leak detection is a little bit of a process of refine. Like you don't just go like, oh, okay, we tested it and bang, there's the leak. It's never like that. It's always a process of elimination. It's like, okay, we did this test, so we've pretty much eliminated that. So now we're going to focus on this. And you do some other test, like a dye test, and it doesn't tell you anything definitively, but it points us in a direction, and that points us in a direction, and that points us in a direction, and eventually it's got to be here, because we've all but eliminated everything else. You look for a problem there, you find and fix the problem there, and then you check and see if your pool is still losing water. Like this is the process of finding a leak in a swimming pool. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.